YouTube, All Flight Sim is back in the A2A Comanche PA24 on the ground at Southampton. This is Orbec's scenery. Just jumping into the cockpit, steaming up already, so let's just get some air in here. I've already done the checks, gone around just checking oil, all the flaps and statics, things like that, so everything's fine. So just going to save time, I'm just going to go straight into starting the aircraft up. So I'm going to put the mixtures in and prop control forwards, 1/4 inch. So the brakes are already set, make sure the gear's down. Just checking all the avionics are off. And they are. Fuel, let's just quickly check where the fuel is. Yep, fuel's on tip tanks. Thought it was off, but it's on. So, pre-flight is done. No passengers, seat belts, flaps. Let's have a quick look. Flaps are up. Radios are off. Circuit breakers all in. I think. Oops, that was one there. Look, off. All electrical switches are off. I've checked. Autopilot systems. Autopilot is off. That is. Okay, I can get the master switches on. Just using my panel, Cytec panel, to turn those switches on. And also, I mean, prepared version 5. So it's the first video I've done. It's the first proper flight I've performed on the version 5 as well. And it's so much better than 4.5. I wasn't convinced to start with, but it really is much better. I still need to tweak a few settings, but I want to go and fly now. So carb heat is off. Let's push that in. Beacon, switching that on. So this one here. Carb heater off. Yes. Fuel tanks I've put onto the tips. Gears down. I've already checked that. Throttle cracked, I've got it 1/4 inch forward, mixtures rich, all the way forwards, the prop controls full, master switches on, and green light for the gear, yes it is green, and fuel pump, let's just put the fuel pump on, which is that switch there. Let's just check pressure, see the pressure's going up into the green. Just going to prime the engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th time. Okay, that's primed. It's locked. I'm going to put the mags to both. Clear prop is what we would shout at the moment, and then I'm just going to click the start button. Engine started. I'm going to try to keep it below 1000 RPM. You see it going up there. And T's and P's, just looking at the fuel pressure. Here's the green. Oil temperatures T, and we've got the pressure as well. T's and P's, temperature and pressure. Fine in the green. We've got positive amps. That's plenty of fuel in the tanks, so we are using the tip tanks at the moment, so that's full here. Just going to lean it slightly on the ground so we don't have too much carbon build up onto the plugs, which will affect our RPM. So we've checked the oil pressure, test checked, mixtures lean, and avionics, so can come on next. Just put these on. 7000 with VFR, ident, we're on VATSIM, not much traffic's here at the moment, just tune panel here to, I'm going to tune it to 122.8, also tuned it here 11475 for Goodwood, so we've taken off VFR, but we're going to put the Goodwood VOR DME in just to help us guide. We can't pick that here on the ground yet. I don't know if you can see this panel here. That's roughly in this direction. I'm just going to point it east, so then we can change it once we pick up the VORDME signal. Okay, so that's the engine started. Okay, radios are on, transponders, so I think I put that on to alt. Yep, altimeter, I think it's this at earlier. QH1016. Just checking, change that on my panel here, I don't know if you can see that. There. Verify it. Yep, okay, so the QH is set. I don't think we've got any ATIS at the moment, but let me just tune this into 1220 so we can pick it up. No, nothing from Active Sky, so put that back to 80 for Unicom. I don't think there's any local ATIS in this area at all, but I've just got it. EGHI is Southampton, so winter calm 3 knots. Golf Photo India, 14th day of the month, 12:50 Zulu, which is 13:50 local, so it is 45 minutes old. Winds of air at 3 knots, 10 kilometres visibility, 6 miles, and got the QNH, a few clouds there as well, but everything looks good, nothing significant. The TAFS report's expecting light rain later on, visibility to go down to 7 kilometres. So we're all set there, parking brakes, we can reset in a moment. So flaps up, I'm just going to lower it from, just check the trim. So I think I've set up a button on my yoke here just to adjust the trim, slightly above neutral. I've got these keys assigned in Chase Plane just to adjust my views here. Let's just go down a touch. Okay, we're on to Unicom here, so Southampton traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie, Juliet Hotel, taxiing up to runway 02 by Alpha, Southampton. For my call sign then it's Golf Foxtrot Charlie Tango Uniform. Okay, just going to keep the seat forward a bit. Okay, clear on the left, clear on the right. Just do that. Brakes are working, and we can see flaps up. So it's nav lights on. Short flight over to Shoreham, probably come in on an overhead join, expecting runway 02 at the moment, so straight in over the sea, so I'll probably go over the field 2,000 feet, so 2,100, so 2,000 feet above the ground there, and then we'll be turning down the dead side for crosswind, and then the downwinds for the left base. We'll see what the weather's like on route, if not we'll review that in a moment. So RPM's about 1,000 for the taxi. It says I've only got 11.9 hours, I've actually got about just 300 hours I think on it now. I had to do a reset recently after my son accidentally crashed the aircraft. It was fine, so when you do that it makes your hours 0, so it's a shame. I wasn't sure how to put all the hours back. That's probably realistic anyway. Should probably be a complete overhaul of the engine as well. Back to 0. So. If not, let me know in the comments. So I am advancing, but not moving anything at the moment. So. can't see anything down. Mixture's rich, props rich. Just checking the T's and P's. Just quickly check the checklist again. To make sure I've not missed anything. Okay, run up. Oh yes. Let's just do the run up. So take it up to 2000 RPM here. Controls are a bit sensitive there. Okay, so it's 2000 RPM now. This is too big oil. Just T's and P's in the green. And I'm just checking the magneto now. Just moved from the right side. You can see it's a bit of carbon built-up onto the plug on the left, on the right side there. It's 2000s. Left side's fine. Both. Just check the car beats. So we're talking 2000s and so car beat coming down. Okay. Before takeoff, controls are free of corrective. Check that fuel selectors. Does that tank fuel pump is on now? Car beats are off. Mixture's rich. Prop is set. Gauges are checked. All looking good. Cylinder head temperature's green. Trim is set, flaps are set, doors latched. Okay, after full takeoff checks are complete. Okay, rotating 85 knots. Moving gears up, flaps checking. Down to 5, I think. VY. Southampton traffic on function Charlie Tango Uniform Type PA24. Taking off runway 02, departure towards Goodwood, VFR. 2,000 feet, Southampton traffic. Okay. No one here at the moment, is there? Coming down this side either. Flying with real weather at the moment, active sky next for version 5. Okay, so take off. I've got a bit of sensitivity issue with my prop control here. It's 70. It's 80. It's 85. It's rotating. Gears up. Seconds. Just trimming the aircraft now for a nose up. Keep it down for 9 knots. Let's go up. I just change the prop control here so it's below about 2400 down. It's the setting now, yeah. I'm going to leave mixture rich at the moment. Reduce the sound. I should have put the mirror up, it's a bit noisy in here. So we're climbing at just under 1,000 feet a minute on the VSI. Still not picked up Goodwood yet. Turn south. That's one of the checks I didn't do, which is quite naughty, is to check the compass heading with my HSI, which is quite dangerous. So let's just push that in now and just set it towards 0, 3. then I want to head east. So if that's in what controllers are on, I'd probably ask for a basic service, just for traffic awareness and local QNH. Let's bring back the prop a bit more to get it's getting close to the red there, as you can see. And I'll bring the manifold pressure down a touch as well. T2B's looking good. Gears up, flaps are up. Don't need the taxis. Landing lights are on, of course. Don't need the fuel pump now, that can come off. I've not picked up Goodwood yet, let's just check the frequency. Goodwood is 114.75 and we have 114.75 selected on the nav. It tells we're 22 nautical miles away, just under. If I go to distance here, that's what I'm seeing on my panel there. Claremont to about 2000, it's a bit hazy, but this is Orbex True Earth. That's much sharper and the colour saturations are a little bit better than 4.5. 4.5 was good, but this is definitely better. I'm going to head down towards the coast and follow that. Goodwood's down that way. Not picked it up yet on my OBS dial. Tune it into COM2, so I've got lock 114.75. Just tuning that here and then enter. Let's see if we pick it up on we picked it up on the second dial, which is good. So what I'm going to do is just turn. Maybe there's another switch I've not pressed. GPS, nav, it's put a nav there, that's why we set to GPS. So as you can see, I'm just turning this now. That bar gets to the centre. As you can see, that's the direction I want to fly in to go direct to Goodwood. We're just on 20 nautical miles, and we're just below 2,000 feet. Okay, RPM, just going to bring you down the prop a touch more. I'm just leaning a little bit. Just turning towards, trying to keep that on the yellow bar in the centre of the OBS dial there. Just turn it a touch to making sure we're going into the right direction. And I can turn the heading using this switch here. I don't know if you can see that, but cruise checks control. To the climbs 105, best on routes 120. Okay, mixtures lean over 5,000 feet. We're staying down at 2,000, so we'll leave that. Power set RPM set, mixtures lean for the cruise, but we're not going over 5,000. Fuel pump is off, fuel pressure's checked, and we're in the green. Passenger's view from the wing. Got some keys assigned in chase plane. Got the left hand side. Nose view, and just go back to cockpit. Find us manually at slightly over 2,000 feet. Just go down a touch. And, RPM is good, burning 13 gallons an hour at the moment, as you can see here. Could 5,000 feet and over, you can start leaning and bringing that down a bit more. I think normally you'd fly this at 24 squared, so you'd bring the power up. I need to recalibrate the throttles. It's not precise enough, I'm afraid. At the moment, literally the first time I've flown this aircraft with version 5, and the throttles are not precise enough for me to go 24. It's either this or max. I don't want to go max. Speed is good, about 170 miles per hour now. These are miles per hour, not knots. If I just turn the OBS dial there, just keep the make sure we're flying towards it. You can see the white arrow there, means we're going towards the VOR. You can see we're 13 nautical miles away from it. So once we've got to Goodwood, we can carry on down towards the coast, follow the coastline over Worthing that way, and then just quickly check the weather at Shoreham, Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. Well, this wind's up to 230 at 50, so it's completely changed. QNH is the same. Probably rather than coming up, I was expecting to go in runway 02, so I would have performed an overhead join, flown over the numbers, dead side, crosswind, downwind, and then for the left base. But winds have changed. I'm going to go straight into runway 20, so I'll be going in at about 1,100 feet over the numbers at 02, crosswind join, turn left on the downwind towards the tunnels, and then left base towards the cement works. I think that's the approach anyway. So about 13 nautical miles away from Shoreham. You can see we're just under 10 nautical miles from Goodwood. Just looking at this information here, you can probably see it on my panel there. Slightly out of its sync, as you can see. It's pretty accurate, but just keep turning this down here, making sure that's in the centre. We'll turn that way. Some no-fly areas around here, these circles, going near those. Just bring the car beat out a touch, you can feel the RPM moving a bit. Stop these, everything's new on here, so I've not had time to configure everything, so I've got all these active sky alerts coming up. Don't want to get much lower than you am. And this is Orbix Terrafora under the tree add-ons that you get. I always buy things at Orbix and the sale when I see them, because they are very good value. Things at Trueworth, I think I paid full price for those. I think it's a bargain for what you get. So it's definitely good enough to fly VFR, Orbix Trueworth. Certainly could give, be interested to see when Microsoft 2020 is released in August the 18th. How it compares. I think I'll probably be buying it straight away. And I think the buildings will be a little bit more realistic in Microsoft 2020 with it using real, it's a bit like Google Earth if you like, but probably a little bit sharper. The real buildings, so you should be able to see your house as it is from the air, rather than auto gen being added here. As you can see, these buildings are it's been selected rather than showing you what's there in real life. But, not too fussed about that, but nice to have it. Right, Goodwood, I need to fly due east a little bit more. 1,300 feet. And try and keep that on the OBS. Look at the OBS dial. Keep that bar in the centre. We know we're going towards it. 3.3, just over 3 nautical miles. There's Goodwood. Goodwood traffic. Golf Foxtrot, Charlie Tango uniform overhead. 1,400 feet. Eastbound VFR Goodwood. Might be some traffic going in here doing some circuits or anything. Might be a good idea to climb a little bit more in case that's the case. I've not heard any traffic, but not everyone announces on VATSIM, unfortunately. And I forget to do it sometimes too. So anyone coming in here, an overhead join will be up at 2000-ish, 2100, 2200. I can't remember the exact elevation of Goodwood. And anyone on downwinds will be a sort of circuit height. The altitude plus 1000, so I'll try. I should have climbed a little bit before that height. So from here, I'm going to continue down towards the coast, towards Worthing that way, and then before the crosswind join over Shoreham for runway 20 with the winds. I think max crosswind for the Comanche is 15 knots. I think the wind's 15 knots as well at the moment, so it's 230, so there'll be slightly on the left hand side, I think it is. It's on the right, slightly on the right hand side, the wind's 10 degrees at 15 knots, so it's not too bad at all. Go up at 2,000 feet. So let's have a quick look at Goodwood. Allbacks to the airport here. I don't have the payware for it, but as you can see, it's very, very good anyway. It's all photographic, and Allbacks AI have put a lot of their aircraft there. I do have the Orbeck Shoreham though, so okay. So here, just to give you an aid, just going to put in Echo Golf EFG Golf X Kilo EGHI Alpha, and enter, activate. We can see we're 15 nautical miles away from Shoreham. At about 10 nautical miles, I'll just make an announcement, just in case any traffic's around. Let's see, which is fantastic. Should have put this up before. That's me coming in. There's nothing else in the area at the moment, so nothing to worry about. Let's get down a bit so I can see. We'll be going about 2,100 feet, I think. I'll just check the elevation. Right, it says 7, so okay. I'm going to turn down towards the coasts. This is Worthing coming up on the left side of the nose. Just make sure we don't go into the amber for the speeds. RPM. My details are on both. Just put the car P down a touch more. There's a bit of RPM. TSP's all good, so the green feels fine. Gonna descend down to about 1,000 now. I think this is Worthing. I forgot to put Project Fly up. I normally record all my flights with Project Fly, but I forgot to do so on this occasion. So let's move a bit more. Okay, so I'm going to level off at this altitude, just about 1,000 feet. We're about 10 nautical miles out now, so I can make an announcement. Shoreham traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie, Tango Uniform, type PA24, inbound, runway 20, coming in Crosswind join. We'll confirm once on the downwind, sorry, crosswind leg, Shoreham traffic. Okay, so 1,000 feet. Let's try not to get below that. I think Shoreham's up here. You can see the, I think that's the chimney, I think it is. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Worthing. So if I just turn smartly over the coast, get a bit a view of the beaches. Car's nicely trimmed. I'll just get the approach checks. Autopilot systems are off. Fuel pump, I'll put that on. Fuel selectors going to remain on the tip tanks down there. Mixture's rich, and don't need to worry about the elevation of being 4,000 feet. Reduce speed to 120. We are going just below 120. The approach, and I'll put the gear down in this when we the left base. So I think we're coming up now, 6 nautical miles. You can see the airport here. So I'm going to start turning left. So we want to be going over the numbers 2 for the crosswind join, I think. Flaps down. Okay. After landing, I will do that in a second. So I can see the airfield just ahead of us. I'm going to turn up towards it now to make sure I'm about 1,000 feet above it. And fly at 90 degrees to the runway heading. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to put this at 20. Let's check the charts. I think it's 022, 202 is up the course. Just reduce the speed a bit. Want to be going about 120. And then from there, I'll probably turn about 100, heading 100. 202. I think it's about 202 there. Put the runway heading just to give us a better indication of the turning for the downwind and for the crosswind as well. 120, need to pull the altitude up a bit, getting a bit low. That's the runway here. I'm going to fly continuously up. I'll then turn downwind, left downwind, and then left base. So a little bit low still. Looking around for the traffic. Short traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie, Tango Uniform. Overhead crosswind joined. Turning downwind. I'll confirm once downwind. I've got Shoreham traffic. Okay, so I'm just going to turn out east, just over the numbers. airport down here. It's going to be a bit windy going in. And then there's a bit of a harbour here. I'll be turning downwind just before that, those harbour bridges, and then heading up towards the tunnels. I think it is, you should see them up here on the left. And I'll be turning left base for 20. Oops, gosh. 1,000 feet still. Getting a bit too slow. Got the gears, well, there's 2 slot gears on the Comanche. But there's the pier. Don't want to go over the I think there's no fly zone over that chimney, so I'm going to turn up downwind leg now and head towards the tunnels, which is VRP I think for the approach in here. VRP is visual reference point. Okay, there we are. That's the tunnel. As you can see, we're on downwind leg here. Short traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie Tango Uniform downwards for full stop 20. Okay, can't see anything else in the pattern. There's the airfield on the left. 1,100's about right, I think. QNH is set, so 3000. Just set here on my panel. And there should be cement works up here on the left. Turn left downwind. I'm about over the tunnel now, just lost sight of it, but just turn left downwind. In the United Kingdom, you don't announce the downwind leg left base, for instance, like you do in the United States. Okay, I'm going to get the gear down for this part. Mixture switch, crops, max, and the gears down. We've got the green light, yes we have. Fuel pump is on. I'm going to put the carpeets all the way in. And we're looking for the cement works. 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet. And cement works are coming up here just to the left of the nose. And then we'll be able to turn final. That's the runway here, slightly higher up, 3 whites, 2 reds just come onto profile now. Okay, there we are. There's the cement works. A bit low. Okay, I'm just going to turn final now. Sharp traffic, Golf Foxtrot Charlie, Tango Uniform, final runway 20, full stop, Shoreham. Right. Coming in at about 90 miles an hour, it's about right. Gear's already down, we've done all those checks, the landing lights are on. And I'll have to tweak the some of the settings. I've not had any. So a friend of mine's given some of his configuration for version 5, so I'm using a lot of that, but I still might need to tweak it a little bit. You can see the pappies don't look realistic at all there. But, okay, first stage flaps. Often come in here with the Gatwick Flight Simulation Group, it's our local training field, and for a group of us fly virtually. Not just here, but all over the UK and the world actually, VFR Tuesdays, and I do the hour for larger jets on the Thursdays. Too high now, so let's just bring the nose down. Speed is good. So winds are blowing me a bit, slightly on the right hand side, coming from 230 at 15 knots. 2 red, 2 whites. Speeds slowly coming down. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the prepared version 5. It's was a bit reluctant to get it to start with, but now's the time. The only thing I can't get flying is the PMDG 777 with it, waiting for that to be ported over. So, okay, 80 knots, 80 miles an hour, sorry, and I need to get probably a more precise yoke. It's as you can see, just there's no precision with the Cytec Logitech one I've got at the moment. So. Okay, I'll just bring the flaps up to kill the. Just take a left turn and park on the ramp. Fuel pump can come off. Strobe's coming off. Should leave the strobe on until we get off the runway. 1000 RPM for the taxi. Strobe come off now. Landing light come off. Shoreham traffic off. Foxtrot Charlie Tango uniforms vacated runway 20, taxiing up to the GA ramp. Shoreham. Bit of an overkill. There's no traffic here on VATSIM, but it's still a courtesy in case someone is on the ground here or in the pattern. So this is Orbex Shoreham. I think with the that flying club I was telling you about, Country Flight Simulation Group, we're flying up into Scotland today. Later today, something to look forward to. Okay, so we don't want over 1000 RPM for the taxi. I think this is Kilo, this taxiway here, and then we'll just get a parking space up. A lot of static aircraft, as you can see. I'll take the next on the right. So I hope you enjoyed that approach into Shoreham. Quick flight from Southampton. Might add a bit of footage of these panels I've recorded. I've tried just experimenting at the moment. Right, so what we need to do is line up between those two yellow markers you can see on the ground there. Let's have a look. If I can just go up a bit, you can see those two white squares. Let's just bring the nose into that area. Okay. So throttle mixtures off. All these switches can come off. And just make sure all the avionics switches are off. I should have done that really before turning the power off. Everything's off. That's parking brake. Let's come on until we get the chocks on and ADF stuff. Open the windows, otherwise we'll steam up. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed that approach. I'll see you on the next video. It's my first video I've put together with prepared version 5. Anyone thinking of going up to it, I was waiting for the PMDG 737-800 and stuff, 744, 748 and stuff like that to be ported up before I took the plunge, and most of the stuff I've got is actually working with it at the moment. So I'm very happy with the quality of prepared version 5. The frame rates are a lot higher. I'm getting the colour saturation and the sharpness of the Orbex scenery is so much better too. So this is all Flight Sim. I'll catch you on the next video. Please subscribe, and if you've seen anything I've done incorrectly with the Crosswind approach or whatever, please let me know. Thanks. Bye bye.